subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I don't want to stop this story halfway through to plug myself. It's such a great narrative that I think it deserves to be told the entire way through, no pauses, no gaps. If by the end of this you feel as though I've proven myself to you, I appreciate any morsel of support. Likes, subscriptions, shares, just activity down in the comment section. Anything is greatly appreciated. So with that said and out of the way now, let's get into it. Now, in case you don't know Science World, he was an Indonesian content creator that went by many an alias, including WarioWareYTP, Fendi the Fanboy, Diamond Counter, and Cyan Animates. Real name Modine Sekso Hal Effendi Abdullah. Throughout the years, he uploaded hundreds of GoAnimate videos, gaining himself quite a loyal audience, which is 70,000 strong today. His most popular videos have view counts in the millions, and contain famous kid shows characters
It's you. I need to tickle your balls. It's you. I need to tickle your balls. I know you're in there. Let me tickle your balls. I know you're in there. Let me tickle your balls. I know you're in there. Let me tickle your balls. It's you. I need to tickle your balls. It's you. I need to tickle
Such as Caillou and Little Bill. Fun fact, by the way, Little Bill is the 5-year-old version of Bill Cosby. But anyways, Science World was so popular that he even had a Wikitubia page. Though there is a caveat to this. Here's the thing. It's never good if you have a controversy serious enough to be on your Wikitubia page. It's even worse when your Wikitubia page is essentially a shrine to all the messed up shit that you've done. But in the case of Science World, that's exactly what it is. So let's go through the crimes of Science World to discover why people think he's controversial. It all started in 2020, when according to Wikitubia, so please do take this with a grain of salt, it says that he posted a video saying that he was going to quit YouTube, and he was criticized by people for being greedy, lying to his fans about quitting, faking suicide 3 times, and treating his fans like slaves. He also apparently made inappropriate videos of other Go animators, according to a Go animator known as aaaaaa, who posted a truth video about him. After this, Cyan apparently put his channel on lockdown until the drama cooled off, and on the 5th of May 2020, he returned to Go Animate. This alleged video where he said that he was quitting YouTube, I couldn't find. The post says that it was uploaded on the 25th of March 2020, and after going through his channel, there is no such video uploaded on that date, so if it ever did exist, he's since taken it down. However, I was able to find aaaaaa, the truth video about Science World, so I'll play a short clip from it now so you can get a flavour of what he had to say.
Obviously this is not an easy video to try to put out, because Cyan's got a pretty repetitive and destructive fanbase. Cyan has been stealing content, he is greedy, he has been extremely toxic, he uses his fanbase to attack people, and he's just an overall huge hypocrite.
Hey everyone, MarsXO here. To add to what Rack said in the intro, Cyan Animate uploaded a video to his channel the other day discussing how he was planning on quitting YouTube altogether. At the very end of the video, he hangs himself from a noose. I find this both incredibly disturbing and a desperate grab for attention. Once the video was uploaded, his fans reacted how you would expect them to, with great concern. They were saddened by the news of Cyan quitting and were very concerned for his safety. I, however, saw right through this and knew that not only was Cyan begging for attention, but also he would come back to his channel within a week and upload another video. My hypothesis proved correct, and he uploaded a video the next day and disowned his previous video. This makes Cyan a very scummy person, in my opinion, and it shows that he will do anything for attention and for views. I used to be a subscriber of Cyan's, and I didn't see anything wrong with his videos, but then I realized there was something wrong. I was told by people on Discord that Cyan had uploaded a video in the past sexualizing Cherry Blossom. This made her very uncomfortable and caused her to dislike Cyan. Recently, Cyan created a community post on YouTube calling someone out for sexually harassing a girl on Discord. Cyan is a massive hypocrite in this realm because he too is guilty of sexually harassing girls and making very inappropriate videos. These are just a few of the reasons why Cyan is a massive hypocrite, a very scummy person, and someone who you should not subscribe to or support in any way.
MarsXO beat me to it, so I guess it's time that we discuss this sexual harassment. He would make a video titled, "Classic Caillou Sexually Harasses Cherry Blossom 490 and Gets Grounded," which was later, curiously, deleted. And I guess I need to explain a few things here, because otherwise, things might get a little bit complicated and confusing. So Classic Caillou is, I guess, a common stock character on GoAnimate. He's based on everyone's least favorite 5-year-old skinhead Caillou, but the difference is that Classic Caillou is apparently 35 years old according to the GoAnimate wiki, and in Classic Caillou videos, he's portrayed as a troublemaker and rapscallion, always looking to spread misery and chaos. So, just like 5-year-old Caillou. So Science World, for some reason, decides to make a video where Classic Caillou sexually harasses another GoAnimator called Cherry Blossom 490. And for perhaps obvious reasons, this video is later deleted. I have to imagine it's because people saw it and were like, what the hell is this? Is like virtual sexual harassment. What is even going on here? However, the internet never forgets, and so I was able to find a re-upload of this video, which of course I'll share with you now.
Man, this school looks so boring. I have no idea what should I do this time. Maybe I should think about it so I could. Huh? Whose is that? Wow. She looks so pretty and hot. Even thought I don't like her, but no, I thought she doesn't have big boobies. Wow. That was so sexy. I think I'm falling in love. Maybe I'm going to sexually harassing her, because she's so hot. Mum. Hey, Cherry?
Oh, hi Classic Caillou, how are you doing? And why's your eyes so shy?
Oh, nothing reasons, Cherry. So, wanna have some fun?
Sure I guess. So, what now?
I'm going to touch your breasts because you are so hot.
What?
Now let's touching your breasts together.
Hey, what are you doing?
I think I'm
Don't
better get
touch
out
me.
of here.
Let's touch. I'm going to touch your breasts because you are.
I guess. So,
Now let's touching your breasts together.
hey,
Oh,
what are
no,
you doing?
I think I'm better
Don't
get
touch
out
me.
of here because
Just
I'm
get
going to
away
throw
from
up.
me, Classic Caillou.
Now why don't you to my lovely kiss?
Oh my god. Classic Caillou. How dare you sexually harassing me? And look at you, you too young. And how dare you touch my breasts? You know that's disgusting. Now get to the principal's office, now.
Given the information that I now know, Science World being sexually inappropriate with another GoAnimator is not exactly a surprise, even if this is brain-dead drama considering that he is sexually harassing her GoAnimate avatar. And if you're curious about why I'm not surprised, we'll be getting to that in just a moment. Flash forward to June 2021, Cyan would come out with a response video to address all of his past demons. But because he wanted us all to suffer, he decided to do it on GoAnimate, leading to this gem of a video. So let's look through it and see what he had to say for himself.
Well, hello, you guys don't know me. Yes, I'm.
He had to say for himself.
Well, hello, you guys don't know me, yes I'm Cyan. If you guys don't know why am I changed my voice to Paul, well, it is because I did use my Joey voice because my work keeps glitching. And my new work are lost because of this. So today I'm going to admit my wrongdoings for what I did in the past in 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020.
You know what, scrap that, this is going to be hell if I carry on, so just to quickly run through it, he admitted to plagiarism, making fun of Indians and autistic people even though he's autistic himself, and perhaps worst of all, faking suicide. Not once, not twice, but thrice. And the reason he did it is because apparently he wanted attention.
In March 2020, I used to quitting YouTube and faking my suicide for the attention. I used to faking suicide 3 times, but I officially regret it.
But even after all of that, I still think that Science World could have survived the hate. I mean, even though he did receive dislikes, he carried on uploading. But unfortunately, his behavior got even worse. Within roughly half a year of making this video admitting to his wrongdoings, Cyan would quit YouTube forever. And now he's potentially facing legal trouble. So let's find out why. Let me start this segment off by clarifying that what we're about to discuss are allegations and nothing more. You at home will have to make up your own minds about whether you believe this. That said, on the 29th of January 2022, Cyan would upload a video revealing that he would be leaving YouTube forever. He claimed that the reason he was leaving was that his channel had been demonetized, so he could no longer make money on YouTube. He thanked everyone for their support. However, if you take a close look at this video, then you'll notice that there's something off about it. This video had both its likes and comments removed by Cyan, which begs the question, why? Usually, a creator's final video acts as a shrine for people to leave messages of love and support, and being demonetized still allows people to comment on your videos. So this didn't make much sense. But as it turns out, there was a reason for this. Around the time that this video went up, it was revealed that Cyan had been accused of grooming 2 members of the Vyond community, known as Dark Rapper Studios and Blue Diamond Boy 2006. And I found one source claiming that Dark Rapper Studios was turning 17 in July of that year, meaning that he would have been 16 in January. And that's also assuming that this behavior had only started recently and hadn't been going on for at least 5 months, because prior to July 2021, he would have been 15. As for Blue Diamond Boy, I mean, one could assume that he was born in 2006. According to one source I found, it claimed that his birthday was in April and he turned 17 in April 2023, meaning that he turned 16 in April 2022, meaning that in January 2022, he was 15. Again, this is also assuming that the calls hadn't been going on for more than a few months. If they'd been going on for, say, a year or so, then he would have been 14 when they started. Now, if this actually happened, there should be no question on whether he thought that these kids were legal. One of their names is Blue Diamond Boy 2006. Unless he thought this kid was born on the 20th of June, he had to have known he was born in 2006. Now, several YouTubers such as Racinique would make videos discussing the recent revelation of Cyan's grooming. And when I went to follow up on my research using Racinique's video, this story went off the rails even more than I had initially anticipated. This is a man who has apparently faked his own seppuku no less than 3 times. This is a man who has sexually harassed someone on Go Animate using Caillou, and has allegedly groomed at least 2 minors. I thought that nothing you could say about him could possibly surprise me. Of course, when you don't think you can be surprised, that's when a surprise is most likely to happen. And in the case of Cyan's World, he pulled something insane out of the bag. Racinique was able to get in contact with an alleged victim of Cyan who made some very disturbing claims about him. This alleged victim, who is unnamed, made accusations that Cyan's World would often hop on Discord calls with them and others, and on those calls, he'd start acting very sexual, discussing sex and tickling. From there, he'd apparently turn on his camera, and he was apparently shirtless a lot of the time. But things would only further escalate, as apparently sometimes he got out toys. And we're not just talking Buzz Lightyear action figures. Well, there might have been a Buzz, but I haven't seen the make or model. One of these toys was, well, it's something that I can't say on YouTube, so let's just call it a Bilbo. And unfortunately, to my dismay, there is apparently photographic evidence of this bilbo being used.
Yes, this is shot at a 5.6 aperture using a low light filter. You can see the grain from the high-speed film.
There's kind of a bilbo up his ass right there.
And the low depth of field keeps the background soft.
Eric, what the hell is this?
So here it is. This is allegedly an image of this GoAnimate creator using his Bilbo on Cool. Keep in mind that the only way this screenshot was taken was because the victim that messaged Racinique was supposedly on call at the time. They've identified themselves as a victim, which means that if they're telling the truth, they are at best an unwilling participant who's of age, and at worst, potentially a minor themselves. Like, how is my job to analyze pictures of Indonesian GoAnimate content creators shoving what I have to call Bilbos up their ass? Like, how do you let this get leaked, man? Okay, trying to compose myself, this unnamed user made the allegation that Cyan would go as far as pretending to go to the strip club and have a baby with Blue, who, once more, for the people in the back, was a maximum of 15 at the time. And I have to imagine that one of these Discord calls were screenshotted and then shared with the rest of the internet, which is how we have that image. If this is legitimate, however, it's really not good. This is, I have to imagine, illegal, going on a Discord call with minors, stripping naked, and using toys. I mean, I'm no legal expert, but I have to imagine that this is not allowed. However, Cyan might have been committing more crimes than first thought. You see, Cyan's world is Indonesian, and if we have any Indonesians watching this video, please correct me down in the comments if I'm incorrect. But from what I've been able to find on the internet, and from what I've found within videos discussing this incident, if he was from the provinces of Aceh or South Sumatra, being homosexual is illegal. That said, I don't specifically know where in Indonesia he lived. I've got to imagine, purely based on population, the chances are that he didn't live in either South Sumatra or Aceh, but given that he is Indonesian, it is a possibility that he lived in one of those two provinces. And during editing, I didn't archive this, and I've since lost it, so you guys are going to have to trust me. I distinctly remember watching a video where he claimed to be bisexual, and that meant that if local authorities found out what he had been doing, engaging with 15 and 16-year-old boys, he might have gotten into a lot of trouble. And while I personally disagree with what I understand to be Indonesia's stances towards the LGBT community, that doesn't change their laws one bit. So I guess the question is now, what happened to him? The chances are that if he was going to be punished for this, it would have already happened. As I said, this all went down in early 2022. Which is kind of crazy to say that early 2022 was almost 4 years ago now, but I digress. Bottom line, because it's been 4 years now, I feel as though if anything was going to happen to him, it already would have. Then again, if anything has happened, we don't know for certain, because of what happened next. As I've already mentioned, on the 29th of January 2022, Cyan's World would make one final video, aptly named My Last Video, and he alerted subscribers of his second channel that it was permanent. And Cyan's World would stick to his word too, because as of October 2025, he's been completely inactive ever since. He wouldn't take accountability, he wouldn't mention the grooming, and he would change his channel's icon to a skull, quite clearly insinuating that the channel was now dead. If he ever wanted to come back, given his reputation as a liar, a perv, and a groomer, it's safe to say that he would never be accepted by his audience. And even then, if he lived in one of the parts of Indonesia where homosexuality is illegal, the chance that he would be prosecuted would likely be higher than if he just quit the internet and laid low. So that leads us to today. Over the past 4 years, Cyan's World hasn't made a sound. No activity has come from his YouTube channel. His Twitter account, What Up Cyan, has also been deactivated. His second channel seems entirely scrubbed outside of a community post saying that he's going to be gone forever, and links to his Discord and SoundCloud are also now invalid. And so he's definitely spent some time going through his online footprint, making sure to cut ties with it altogether. But before you cut ties with this video, I'd quickly like to remind you that if you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and you want to see more. And if you happen to be looking for more weird internet sex stories, 1000% check out my video. This video is sponsored by Freecash. More about them in just a moment. Several years ago, I made a video explaining the most grotesque fanfictions of all time. There is a very obvious reason why I've waited 4 years to make another video on fanfiction, and that's because the ones I read traumatized me. But all these years on, I finally mustered up enough courage to dive back into the depraved world of fanfic. This time though, we're going to keep things a little bit closer to home, and I'm going to be discussing fanfic concerning online creators. And just to tease you guys a little bit with some of what we have to come, one of these fanfics might have caused a friendship to end, and another one was reported on by the creator it was about, but then the creator mysteriously took down the video. Now I just want to clarify this right now because I know that if I don't, I'm going to get some comments calling me a prude. I don't mind spicy fanfics, as long as you're not hurting anybody, then I say, let it be, fair play. These stories though, for reasons that we'll get into, were potentially over the line. So with that said, let's begin with one of the most popular recipients of fanfictions, Markiplier. If you're not Familiar with this, Markiplier is someone that over the years has had a tremendous amount of fanfictions made in his name. I mean, quite literally. There are 23,000 results if you look him up on Wattpad, and another 7,500 with Darkiplier, his dark alter ego. However, if you've gone down the Markiplier fanfiction rabbit hole as I have this past week, then you might recognise another content creator who is also often present in these stories. and that is Jacksepticeye. Some of these stories have tens of thousands of reads, and during their peak of popularity in the mid to late 2010s, almost exclusively included Jack and Mark developing feelings for each other before turning into outright smut. Just checking AO3, which is another very popular fanfiction website, some of these stories written about the Two of them, Septiplier as their ship name was, have upwards of 50,000 hits, and many of them contain kinks and freaky terms that are so crazy I'm going to have to censor the vast majority of this, but I hope you can see that this has like 50 tags, most of which are extremely spicy terms. I decided to investigate their most popular fanfic on AO3. And that, my good friends, was a mistake. This was one of the horniest things I have ever read. The majority of this fanfic seems to be a foursome between Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, Darkiplier, and Antisepticeye, and it's just the four of them going to town on each other, banging crazy hard, doing absolutely unspeakable, demonetizable things to each other and their various body parts. And I know there might be some people in the comments that will defend this because it's not hurting anybody, and maybe in isolation it wouldn't, but when you take Jack and Mark and really look into them, these stories might have had more of an impact than people first realized. To get a bit more analytical for a moment, I remember a couple of years back seeing Jacksepticeye talk about their ship and discussing how he felt as though eventually people took things a bit too far. Based on the sheer amount of Jack and Mark fanfics that I was able to find, some of which had the most insane subject matter, I can see why one might think that. Like, I think I could maybe give a pass to the Darkiplier and Antisepticeye stuff, because those are characters, even though they're alter egos, so it does kind of cross a line. But in most of the stories, it's just these two guys going ham on each other, and based on the sheer scale of it, it might have eventually gotten too much, with Jack coming out to say this.
And then even when me and Mark had said, like, please don't do that, we're like, we don't mind Septiplier, but please don't draw us like f***ing each other. Then people went ahead anyway and they're like, oh, but it's so cute, look! Like, that was directly going against what we had said. Like, even from the start, we had made it perfectly clear that that was not a case. In regards to shipping anything, when it became like super vulgar and super gratuitous, that it was kind of like, okay, now you're kind of crossing the line. And then people started role-playing and writing all these fan fictions about it that kind of seemed to go against anything that we had thought about or had said.
And following this, there was a lot of speculation on the internet that the two were no longer as close because of all the attention the ship had received. And there was a lot of speculation on this because as of about a year or so ago, Jack apparently unfollowed Mark on Twitter, and it made people think that the two were no longer as close. They then thought that it might have been because of the shipping. At first, the two didn't really seem to mind, but then they seemed to have more of a problem with it as it went on, getting more and more personal. Because they didn't shut it down right away, it eventually became very, very acceptable to write outrageously sexual and kind of perverted things about these two, despite them only being friends. Of course, the two of them drifting apart seemed to only happen after the shipping had already cooled down, so maybe this wasn't the main factor. Either way, it probably didn't help. It could definitely be for other reasons, but still, it's not hard to see why someone might be a bit uncomfortable with the internet interpreting their relationship this way. These guys were doing it purely for the love of the game, completely for free. But sometimes in life, it's quite nice to make a little bit of moolah on the side, and that's where Free Cash comes in, today's video sponsor. So Free Cash is an online platform where users can earn money by playing mobile games, filling out surveys, and completing small and easy tasks. Trusted by thousands, Free Cash has a 4.8 star on Trustpilot, so its user base knows that it's reliable. I had the chance to play through a few of its games, and this is the sort of thing where if you're on the bus bored or you're doom scrolling late at night, you can be earning a little bit of money instead. Like, I played a game called Crowd Express where you have to get different colours on their assigned buses, and I chose that one because I kind of find this sort of thing to be quite satisfying, and of course I saw that the game was offering upwards of $300, which is nothing to scoff at, especially in this economy. Next thing I knew, I was storming through the game into level 25. So if you're interested in checking it out, I'll have a link to it down in the description, or you can simply scan the QR code on the screen now. And better yet, anyone that signs up using my codes or links will receive a free $5 sign-up bonus. So once more, click the link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen now for a free $5 sign-up bonus. Thank you to Free Cash for being today's video sponsor. With that said, let's move on to the second controversial fanfic of the video, concerning a content creator who in recent years has been extremely controversial herself. It's Sniper Wolf. So the interesting thing about Sniper Wolf's fanfiction comes in two parts. The first of which is the fanfic itself. Sniper Wolf reacted to one particular fanfic that I want to discuss. Within her video, a fan wrote a dirty story about me. The story isn't too long, so pause the video right now if you want to read it. A quick synopsis of the story though is that while she was playing Overwatch, a fan messages her and asks her to meet up. She, for some reason which is never explained, agrees and meets up with him. The two, for no explained reason, fall instantly in love, despite her initially thinking that more people would be there, which is never explained why she thought that, and then it's just a bunch of smut. And I guess the ending implies some sort of plot twist where Sniperwolf has been under mind control the entire time, which I guess would explain some of the insane logic present in this. But regardless, this therefore straight up implies grape, because someone who is under mind control surely cannot consent. And upon realizing this, upon reading it, Sniperwolf had a very confused reaction.
What? What the did I just read? Seriously? What did I just read? Green Phantom. What did I just read? Why would you write this?
This is, I kid you not, one of the worst fanfictions that I have ever read, and the mind control plot twist is the least of its concerns. This thing has some serious structural and grammatical issues. In parts, it doesn't make a lick of sense. This was either written by an 8-year-old or written by someone with the IQ of a perverted 8-year-old, because there are some serious grammatical and spelling errors in this. Half of the plot elements, like the mind control, came out of absolutely nowhere, and I know that it might be a bit of a nothing burger for me to be critically analysing a 200-word fanfic that was probably written by a horny 10-year-old, but I'm just concerned for whoever wrote this. Sniperwolf's name Leah is written out 25 times in just over 200 words. The word she isn't used once, and some of it I don't even understand. Take the final sentence. Leah comes and rams off after picking her loose up. What does that even mean? That all said though, the second interesting thing I find about this is that if you were to try and look up the video where Sniperwolf is talking about this fanfiction, it's no longer on her channel. She took the video down at some point. The only way that I have access to it is that I had the link and was able to put it through the Wayback Machine, but given the subject matter, I feel like it's understandable because this is straight up horrendously written smut. And because she probably didn't want to encourage more people writing these sorts of fanfics, I feel like if you're a female creator of a certain size, aka past like 1,000 subscribers, creeps are par for the course. And personally, I'm not someone that deals with creeps too much, but I feel like if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile for these sorts of things. To the best of my knowledge, she never made a statement about why this video was taken down. So the question remains, why was it deleted? Maybe it was too raunchy for her, maybe there was a brand deal that didn't like her more extreme content, so she deleted this. Sniperwolf's content these days is much tamer. Maybe she had more weirdos write fanfics and it just kind of creeped her out. The truth is, I don't know, but for somebody who has so many videos to like, it is kind of strange. Very quickly though, before we move on to our next story, I'd just like to say that if you're enjoying this video right now and you haven't already, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It's the quickest and easiest way to say thank you or to show me that you're enjoying my content, and it makes videos like this more likely in the future. I'm not planning to go down the depraved YouTuber rabbit hole again anytime soon, but if enough people like, enough people subscribe, enough people let me know down in the comment section that they want to see it, then hell yes, for you guys, I will ruin my mental sanity. I will do it. So yeah, like, subscribe, and get active down in the comment section below if you want to see more of this kind of thing. So with that said, let's move on to the next set of crazy fanfics. And this one is by far the worst that we've had yet. These are the old fanfics of Tommy Innit. Now, I couldn't make this video in good conscience without mentioning at least one Minecrafter, or in this case, one former member of the Dream SMP, because for whatever reason, these guys had a stranglehold on Wattpad back in the early 2020s. For this video though, I want to focus on fanfics concerning Tommy Innit, because his fanfictions were extremely controversial given that, well, he was a child. I'm not going to name names or read any particular discuss, because A, I don't even know if I could find any these days. A lot of them have been taken down, and B, given the context, I don't think it's appropriate. He's 21 today, and let me just say that he's had fanfictions made about him for several years now. I remember this being a concerning problem at the time, but back when he was perhaps in his peak of popularity, which metrics would have been a few years ago now, people were kind of weird towards him. On screen, discussing the uncomfortable rise of his NSFW fanfics, Tommy would say this.
Me and I speak for me and Turbo and everything, all this, I've not been on Twitter very much over the past week, and it has been great. But boys, any of this not safe for work, like sex related, and whatever that is on the rock canal on Twitter, I am not comfortable with that, and I do not endorse it. I just thought I'd have to say. I thought it would have been obvious because I'm a child, but I thought I'd just let you all know. I haven't ever formally said.
Most people in the community would rally behind Tommy, because if you had any take on this which wasn't agreeing with him, people would look at you very sussly. And that appeared to be the worst of it, because the message from Tommy was clear, loud and simple. He wasn't comfortable with people writing these strange erotic fanfictions about him, considering that he at the time was about 16 years old, and a lot of the other people featured in these fanfictions were adults. Now, it's likely that the majority of the people that were writing these were teenagers. At the end of the day, Tommy does have a bit of a younger audience, but that doesn't negate the fact that he felt uncomfortable with these being written, and considering that they were about him, he had every right to be. Once more, this was a bit too parasocial for the creator involved. The thing is, because content creators and live streamers have such easy access compared to traditional celebrities, it's much easier to build this bond, this relationship with them. If you're watching a live stream, you could be spending the entire afternoon with your favorite creator. But then because you feel like you know them, you start projecting your wants, desires, and fantasies onto them, writing stories about them having erotic relationships with their friends whilst they're a teenager. And this is just not appreciated whatsoever. And in one more case, where fanfic writers might forget that they're writing about real people, I shudder when I say this, we have Sterniola. Now, during my research, I saw all sorts. I came across weird Sniper Wolf mind control fanfics, I found Markiplier woofing fanfics, but none of them disturbed me more than the fanfictions I'll be discussing next. Meet Nicholas, Matthew, and Christopher. These three 22-year-olds have a YouTube channel together with more than 7.6 million subscribers. I would say that these guys are fairly attractive, so with a large fan base, I can see why they have people writing fanfiction about them. But there's just one teeny tiny problem, and if you're an inquisitive person, you might have already figured it out. These three are triplets, and you can see where this is going. After seeing a video where they reacted to their fanfictions, where they even detailed in the title that they were uncomfortable, I set out to see if the stories were really that bad. That was my first mistake. Actually, scrap that. The first mistake was me thinking to make this video in the first place. Looking up the triplets fanfics was mistake number 30 or 40. 1,800 results on this. What have you freaks been doing? These guys were brothers, man! Not even that, they're triplets! They shared a womb! And now you guys are making them share each other's buttholes! And it's not even like a gay thing or anything. Just want to make that very clear right now, it's not a gay thing. I don't even know if I can read any of this without getting this video sent to the Shadow Realm. But I'm going to try, because if I suffered, you guys have to suffer with me. The story I found was titled Get on Your Knees. And this is one of the most recent ones, by the way. It's not like I searched for hours to find it. This was like on page number 1. Like, what even is this? Chris liked it rough like this. Piston his F-slur brother's throat, punishing him like little brats deserve. He could feel his cum rising. And let me say that the entire thing is like that. The F-slur is said 6 times in the first chapter alone. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Like, that's a slur, but the stuff in there is grotesque, man. As I said earlier, I'm sure some people in the comments are gonna be like,
actually, this is Tame AF. You should look up some real spicy fanfics.
But stories about triplets dancing the devil's structure, maybe it's just me, but I think it's weird that these stories are being made every day. And these stories definitely belong in a video about content creators' worst fanfics. Okay, that's all I mentally have in the tank for today. But if you're not mentally checked out, then you should definitely watch my video about when your gooning gets leaked. In that video, we cover creators such as iShowSpeed, Vorsh, and Sketch that accidentally had their porn or sex history get exposed. It is, as it sounds, one of the wildest videos I've ever made, so click on the screen right now to give it a watch. And aside from that, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.
today's video, I have something super excited to reveal.
No, the hell you don't.
Family is so trash.
What?
I was a queen, or that's what I used to think.
Bro, no one ever thought that you were a queen. Everyone watching this video right now, can you tell me with a straight face, Pei Li, the most hated Roblox YouTuber of all time, was ever considered a queen? The most hated Roblox YouTuber of all time actually came back. Now, for those that don't know who this is right here, consider yourself lucky. Anyways, this right here is called Pei Li. She is a Roblox YouTuber that has over 5 million subscribers, and honestly, most of them I'd consider are actual robots, because I don't know a single person on the internet who I've spoken to, who I've seen in my comment section, or anyone's comment section, that actually likes this waste of space. Now, if you haven't seen my previous videos about Pei Li, who is the worst Roblox YouTuber of all time, essentially her or his list of controversies are longer than the Bible. Pretty much as a quick recap, Pei Li in the past has made videos hating on Schlep, who literally is a YouTuber who keeps the Roblox platform safe, defended Roblox for banning Schlep, has made so many rage-baity, insensitive videos it's not even funny, attacked YouTubers like Law by Mike, Vanilla Bean, Steak, and a whole host of other Roblox YouTubers who have done absolutely nothing wrong. Well, essentially, after all my videos talking about Pei Li, she actually left the platform for what seemed like forever, hopefully. Well, that was until a couple of months ago, where unfortunately we have this community tab post right here, where she says, "Hey everyone, I just wanted to announce that all my past videos are finally deleted. I am sorry for the actions that I made in the past, and I am trying my best to change every day." And that led into literally a month ago, or 2 months ago, where for some reason she has returned to YouTube, much to everyone's disgust. And well, there's a few long form videos that Pei Li has actually posted since her return, which definitely caught my eye. The first one being, "I have a boyfriend, he's famous." I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean. Along with her apparently being in danger, where apparently someone burned her house down. Yeah, I don't really know what that's about, so that's going to be interesting. Along with a host of other YouTube shorts. There is so much to talk about today, so without wasting any more time, let's begin.
Hey besties! In today's video, I have something super excited to reveal.
Nothing in this video will be excited to reveal. Pei Li is a known liar, bro. There is no way that this is real.
Trust me, this is not just another exposing video. This is not another video where I react to Steak, or make accusation towards other Roblox YouTubers.
Okay, well that's a change. You seem to have a history of doing that, Pei Li. You seem to have a history of slandering random Roblox YouTubers for absolutely no reason. Look, if you're watching this video right now, I can almost guarantee you already know what Pei Li has done in the past, but she has made wild accusations against a bunch of Roblox YouTubers that are absolutely false. So if you're wondering why I'm not holding back against Pei Li, well, there's your answer right there. I've covered this extensively on this Glider Guy channel. You guys should know why I don't like this Roblox YouTuber right here.
Or even beg for Robux to Creekcraft or Steak. This is something extremely personal that I really never talked about. Even my family doesn't know it. You know, sometimes you have to come clean and just say it.
Okay, what I don't understand right here is why Pei Li's voice has changed here. Whenever I reacted to Pei Li's Roblox videos in previous videos of mine literally months ago on this Glider Guy channel, her voice was completely different here. For some reason, she's now changed it to be this like soft, nice girl voice. I don't understand why she's doing that, right? Maybe she's doing it to like gain sympathy from the viewers watching this video. But I mean, to be totally honest with you, I don't get why she's doing that. We in the Glider Guy gang have absolutely no sympathy for you, Pei Li. I don't know if you think that this is going to make us feel bad for you or something like that. We don't care about your boyfriend, as it says in this title right here. We don't care about your announcement. We don't have any sympathy for you at all. You have made so many videos accusing so many Roblox YouTubers of so many bad things. There is nothing you can do here to make us forget about that. It is just not going to happen.
But sometimes you aren't sure if you should say it. Like, you're scared, nervous, or just want to make sure it's real first. But now, It's time to reveal the truth about myself.
I think we already know the truth about you, Paley. You're a lying scumbag, and absolutely no one is going to forget that in order to actually trust you. Every single time Paley makes a video now, all I can think about is, okay, what stunt is she pulling now? What type of absolute crap is happening here? What does Paley want from us as an audience? What does she want us to think? Because every single Paley video has to have a catch at this point.
I have a boyfriend. Yep, you got it right. I have a boyfriend. Not for a week, not for rage-baiting videos, or just online dating, which violates the Roblox terms of service, by the way. For the past 4 months, I have been dating someone behind the scenes.
Okay, I don't know what else to say about this apart from that is absolute horse crap. So for those that don't know by my previous videos about Paley, Paley isn't a girl as she poses on the internet. She, or should I say he, is a fully grown man, 18 years old at least at the time that I recorded my previous videos about Paley. This person is a grown-ass man, so essentially Paley may have a boyfriend, but I don't really think that this boyfriend would be an actual human. I don't know a single human on planet Earth, respectfully, that would want to date someone like Paley. This person has just made himself a target for absolutely no reason. Again, making videos about Creekcraft, about Schlep, about Flamingo, calling them all out when they've done literally nothing wrong. Paley, no one is falling for this crap. You've only made this video to get views because no one actually believes that you would have a boyfriend or be in a relationship in a million years.
And I already know some of you are gonna be shocked, some of you besties are gonna be excited, some of you are gonna comment hate comments, or even ask me where my father went.
God damn, are you just self-roasting here, Paley? No one said that. But I mean, now that I think about it, where has your father gone? Surely no one who has a loving father figure in their life would make videos like Paley does, or has in the past, and clearly continues to in the future. This video right here shows me that Paley has not changed in the slightest since my last videos about her. I literally have a video about Paley where I exposed where she talked crap about Schlep and other Roblox YouTubers, which since it has over 600,000 views, I can guarantee Paley has seen that video, but for some reason, even after seeing that video I made about her, has not changed at all. This video is clearly meant for just complete rage bait. She doesn't actually have a boyfriend here, let's be totally real. She's only doing this for drama.
Maybe I'm just being dramatic. And when I'm ready, I'll do a proper boyfriend reveal. But for now, you're just going to have to guess.
What are you talking about? Okay, so you've done a video talking about I have a boyfriend, which basically seems like a boyfriend reveal, and then you don't reveal the boyfriend in the video. This is proof that Paley hasn't changed. Why wouldn't you just reveal your boyfriend in this video right here? Clearly, Paley is still the same Paley we saw a few months ago, still rage baiting, still making insanely stupid clickbait videos for absolutely no reason. Like, just reveal the boyfriend in this video. Now, also, since my last video about Paley, she did this music video right here called Paley, Queen of Plastic. I mean, if you're talking about you being the Queen of Plastic in the fact that you are extremely fake and have absolutely no soul, then yeah, I mean, that's probably true. Let's see this official music video from Paley. By the way, Paley, you better not give me a copyright strike for reacting to your music right here. If you do, then you'll be hearing from my lawyers, so let's have a listen to this.
I was a queen, or that's what I used to think on the screen. I only spread the hate, never saw the damage in the shit I take, never realized that fucking late.
Okay, so there's a few things I need to point out. So, apparently Paley is now being self-aware in the fact that literally all she does is spread hate and just rage bait a bunch of people, is spreading nothing but negativity into the world. It's not even like funny or humorous, the types of videos that she was doing when I was making videos about Paley a few months ago. It's just absolute rage bait crap. So apparently she's now being self-aware about that, but I mean, literally like I said, the couple of videos straight after this music video right here, she's rage baiting again, lying in her titles, saying that she's revealing her boyfriend, saying that she has a boyfriend, but then saying, oh, you guys have to wait until I properly reveal my boyfriend. It's like, Paley, if you actually want to have a redemption arc and actually want people to forgive you for all the rage bait videos you were making in the past, you can start by not clickbaiting in your titles and actually revealing your boyfriend.
Sick of plastic, living off the lies, likes and views of fucking fame, but nobody by my side, queen of plastic of
Okay, well, another thing I gotta point out, everything about this music video is clearly AI. No real human is actually behind this song. Look, bro, I understand using AI for some of your videos. It's 2026, everyone does it now. But I mean, at least with these lyrics, at least make them make sense. Living off the lies, my ego cut me down inside. Queen of plastic, nobody on my side. Like, what are these lyrics here? Also, the voice behind this song makes absolutely no sense. I can't even hear what the person is saying in this song right here. So not only is Pei Li absolutely terrible at making YouTube videos, apparently she's terrible at making music as well. Who knew, bro? Who knew Pei Li would be terrible at making everything to do with videos? Anyways, if you guys want me to react to more of Pei Li's recent videos, because there is so much more on this person's channel, let me know in the comments down below. Click the video on screen right now because YouTube thinks you'll enjoy it, and I'll see you all over there. Subscribe.